Welcome back to my channel, All Old Rare Coins. If you love discovering hidden treasures, you're in the right place. Today, we're revealing some coins that could be worth way more than you think. Stick around to find out. New here? Like, subscribe, and let's dive in. We're going to explore one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history, the 1776 to 1976 U.S. Liberty half dollar. This coin was issued in honor of the United States bicentennial, celebrating 200 years of independence. While most people think of it as a commemorative coin that's worth face value, the truth is, there's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. Today, we're going to dive into the history, design, and the surprising value of the 1776 to 1976 Liberty half dollar, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how much it could be worth today. The 1776 to 1976 Liberty half dollar was minted as part of a special coin series to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. These coins were produced in large quantities, but they were made with a unique design to mark this milestone year. The obverse side features the familiar portrait of Liberty, designed by John R. Sinek, which had been used on half dollars for decades. However, the reverse side was updated to feature a bold design that reflects the bicentennial. The reverse of the 1776 to 1976 half dollar shows a drummer boy, an important symbol of the American Revolution. This new design was created by engraver Jack A. Lee and was meant to symbolize the spirit of freedom and the contributions of those who fought for American independence. This design was a clear tribute to the 13 colonies and their struggle for liberty. The addition of the year 1776 to 1976 on the reverse makes this coin especially significant, reminding us of the historical event that the coin was made to honor. While the 1776 to 1976 Liberty half dollar was produced in huge numbers, around 200 million coins were minted, it's important to remember that the condition of the coin greatly affects its value. As with any collectible, the key to its worth lies in its preservation. Most of these coins have been in circulation for decades, and that means they've often been worn down by time. They might have scratches, dings, or discoloration, which lowers their overall value. However, if you're lucky enough to come across one in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be holding on to a valuable piece of history. The value of the 1776 to 1976 Liberty half dollar can vary based on a few factors, such as its condition and whether it's a special variant. While most coins from this series can be worth only a few dollars in average condition, certain rare versions of the coin can fetch a much higher price. One of the most interesting aspects of these coins is that they come in both copper-nickel and 40% silver versions. The 40% silver versions, in particular, are more valuable because silver itself has intrinsic value. These coins were minted for collectors and are considered more valuable due to the silver content. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the coins with rare features that could make them worth far more than their face value. Like many other coins, the 1776 to 1976 Liberty half dollar was subject to a number of minting errors. Some of these errors can make certain coins incredibly valuable. For example, the 1776 to 1976 half dollar was minted in both proof and uncirculated versions, and the proof coins were specially made for collectors. These proof coins have a mirror-like finish and are usually in better condition than the regular circulating coins, which makes them more valuable. One of the most sought-after versions of this coin is the 1776 to 1976 Liberty half dollar with an unexpected minting error, like a double strike or a misaligned die. Double strike errors happen when the coin is struck twice during the minting process, causing the design to appear doubled or blurry. These types of errors are highly prized by collectors because they are unique and can't be replicated. If you come across a 1776 to 1976 half dollar with a double strike error, you could be holding a rare piece worth significantly more than its face value. Another error to look out for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear off-center. These misaligned coins are extremely rare and can be worth a lot of money, especially if they're in good condition. If you happen to find one of these error coins, make sure to get it appraised by a professional coin dealer or a numismatist. You never know, you could have a hidden treasure on your hands. So, how much is a 1776 to 1976 Liberty half-dollar actually worth? As we've mentioned, most of these coins are worth their face value or just slightly more, typically around $5 to $10 for a copper-nickel version in average condition. However, if you're lucky enough to own a 40% silver version or one with a rare minting error, you could see the value increase dramatically. For example, a 1776 to 1976 Liberty half-dollar in excellent condition with the 40% silver content can easily be worth $20 to $30, just based on the value of the silver itself. But here's where things get really interesting. If you have a 1776 to 1976 Liberty half-dollar in perfect, uncirculated condition, especially one with a rare minting error like a double strike or off-center strike, you could be looking at a coin worth much, much more. In some cases, these coins have sold for as much as $70,000, that's right, $70,000 for a single coin. Imagine finding a coin that was originally worth 50 cents and having it appreciated to such a staggering amount. Of course, these rare coins are few and far between, but they do exist, and they are incredibly valuable to the right collector. If you think you found one, it's worth taking the time to get it professionally graded to determine its value. In conclusion, while the 1776 to 1976 U.S. Liberty half-dollar was initially produced as a commemorative coin to celebrate America's bicentennial, it holds much more value today than most people realize. Whether it's the 40% silver content, the condition of the coin, or a rare minting error, this coin has the potential to be worth far more than its face value. So, next time you come across a 1776 to 1976 half-dollar in your coin collection or change, take a closer look. You might just be holding onto a treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. Second rare coin, we're about to dive deep into the fascinating world of the 1918 U.S. Liberty half-dollar, a coin that's not only rich in history but could be hiding an incredible fortune. While most people might think of half-dollars as just another coin in their pocket change, the 1918 Liberty half-dollar is far from ordinary. It's a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike, and its value might just surprise you. Let's take a step back and explore the historical context behind this stunning piece of American currency. The Liberty half-dollar, first minted in 1916, was part of the U.S. Mint's efforts to create a coin that would be both aesthetically pleasing and a reflection of the country's ideals. Designed by renowned engraver Adolph A. Weinman, the obverse of the coin features the iconic image of liberty, draped in a Phrygian cap and facing left. The design radiates strength, freedom, and the American spirit. On the reverse side, you'll find a majestic eagle perched on a branch, symbolizing strength and resilience. The eagle's presence on the coin is a direct nod to the nation's power and independence. The Liberty half-dollar wasn't just a piece of currency, it was a symbol of the times, representing the growing strength of the United States as it entered the 20th century. Fast forward to 1918, a year marked by global change. World War I was in full swing, and the U.S. was playing a pivotal role in the conflict. The Liberty half-dollar from this year was produced during a time of great political, social, and economic upheaval. In fact, 1918 was the final year of production for the Liberty half-dollar before it was replaced by the Franklin half-dollar in 1948. This makes the 1918 version of the coin especially significant in the timeline of U.S. coinage. Now, let's talk about the coin's value. While the 1918 Liberty half-dollar was produced in relatively large numbers, around 4 million coins were minted, the true value of the coin lies in its rarity and condition. Like many coins from this era, the 1918 Liberty half-dollar wasn't made to be a collector's item. It was designed for circulation, meaning many of the coins that were minted saw years of use in everyday transactions. As a result, most of the 1918 Liberty half-dollars you'll come across will be heavily worn, with faded designs and signs of damage from years of circulation. However, if you're lucky enough to find a 1918 Liberty half-dollar in excellent condition, or even better, an uncirculated specimen, you could be holding a valuable piece of history. Coins that have been preserved in pristine condition are much rarer and, as a result, can fetch significantly higher prices on the market. In fact, a 1918 Liberty half-dollar in mint condition can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But what really makes this coin stand out is the possibility of finding one with a minting error, which can dramatically increase its value. Minting errors are a common occurrence in the world of coin collecting, and they happen when something goes wrong during the production process. These errors can range from minor defects to major design flaws, and they can make a coin far more valuable than one that was minted perfectly. For the 1918 Liberty half-dollar, there are several types of minting errors to look out for. One of the most valuable errors to watch for is the double die error. This happens when a coin is struck multiple times, causing the design to appear doubled or blurred. Double die errors are particularly sought after by collectors because they're unique and can't be reproduced. If you find a 1918 Liberty half-dollar with a double die error, you could be looking at a coin that's worth much more than you ever expected. Another minting error that could make your 1918 Liberty half-dollar more valuable is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to be misaligned or off-center. These coins are relatively rare, and collectors love them for their uniqueness. If you find one of these misaligned coins, it could be worth a small fortune, depending on the degree of the misalignment and its overall condition, but it's not just the errors that make the 1918 Liberty half-dollar valuable. The coin's age and historical significance also play a huge role in its worth. Coins from this era are considered to be part of American history, and many collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a well-preserved specimen. The 1918 Liberty half-dollar, in particular, is a sought-after coin because it represents a key moment in U.S. history, both in terms of coinage and the broader context of the country's role in the world during that time. So, how much could the 1918 Liberty half-dollar be worth today? Well, the value can vary widely depending on the coin's condition, any minting errors it might have, and its rarity. In average condition, a 1918 Liberty half-dollar might only be worth $10 to $20. However, if the coin is in excellent condition or has a rare minting error, the value could skyrocket. In some cases, these coins have been known to sell for much higher prices, with certain specimens reaching into the thousands of dollars. But here's the real kicker: if you have a 1918 Liberty half-dollar in perfect condition or with a rare minting error, it could be worth as much as $170,000, that's right, $170,000 for a single coin. While this may seem like an incredible amount, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility for the right collector. Coins with rare minting errors, especially ones in uncirculated or near-mint condition, can command astronomical prices in the right market. If you happen to find a 1918 Liberty half-dollar with an error or in perfect condition, you could be sitting on a life-changing amount of money. So, the next time you're going through your coin collection or you come across a 1918 Liberty half-dollar in your pocket change, take a closer look. You might be holding onto something far more valuable than you ever imagined. 2rd expensive coin. We're going to explore a coin that you might not expect to be worth a small fortune, the 1972 US Liberty half-dollar. Now, this coin might look like just another piece of currency at first glance, but in the world of numismatics, it has a reputation for being something special. Stick around as we uncover the fascinating history and value of this unique coin, and by the end, you'll be surprised by just how much this half-dollar could be worth today. Let's take a step back in time to 1972. The U.S. was going through a time of change, and the economy was undergoing various shifts. The 1970s were a period marked by significant cultural shifts, including the rise of disco music, the end of the Vietnam War, and the Watergate scandal. The 1972 U.S. Liberty half-dollar was minted during this turbulent time, and while it was intended for general circulation, it's become a sought-after coin among collectors today. The design of the 1972 Liberty half-dollar is very much in line with what you'd expect from a classic U.S. coin. The obverse features the portrait of Liberty, designed by Adolph A. Weinman, which has been used on U.S. half-dollars since the early 20th century. Liberty's figure, draped in a gown and wearing a Phrygian cap, exudes strength and freedom, an emblem of the American ideals that the nation was founded upon. The reverse of the coin, however, features a bold and timeless depiction of an eagle in flight, grasping an olive branch and arrows in its talons, symbolizing peace and readiness for war when necessary. Now, while the design of the 1972 Liberty half-dollar may not differ from other years, its significance in the coin collecting world is a bit more unique. You see, the 1972 Liberty half-dollar was produced at the Denver Mint, and the D Mint mark on the coin tells us this. The Denver Mint had a large production capacity at the time, and they minted millions of half-dollars that year. However, the reality is that not all of those coins have withstood the test of time in perfect condition. In fact, most of them have been heavily circulated, which means they're not as valuable today as you might expect. But here's where things get interesting. There's a very rare version of this coin that has become highly sought after by collectors and could fetch a hefty price. The key to the 1972 Liberty half-dollar's value lies in its condition and any potential minting errors. Most of these coins, like many others that were minted in the 1970s, were used for daily transactions and saw significant wear and tear. As a result, the majority of 1972 Liberty half-dollars are not in particularly great shape. However, the real treasure comes in the form of well-preserved coins, especially those that were never circulated and still maintain their original mint luster. But there's more to the story than just the coin's condition. The 1972 Liberty half-dollar is also known for a very rare minting error that can significantly increase its value. Some 1972 half-dollars were mistakenly struck with a design that was off-center, or had other unusual features, making them highly desirable to collectors. These error coins are often referred to as varieties, because they are distinct from the regular issue of the coin due to these unusual characteristics. One of the most sought-after variants of the 1972 Liberty half-dollar is the famous double die error. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck twice, causing the image to appear doubled. On a 1972 half-dollar, this error could appear on the lettering or even parts of Liberty's portrait, making the design appear blurry or misaligned. These double die coins are rare, and when you find one, it could drastically increase the coin's value. Another potential error to watch for is a minting shift error, where the coin was struck incorrectly due to a misalignment of the dies used during the production process. This can cause parts of the design to be slightly off-center or misaligned, which collectors find highly intriguing. These coins are very rare and often fetch higher prices than the standard issue coins, especially if they are in good condition. Now, let's talk about the value. Most 1972 Liberty half-dollars, especially those in average circulated condition, are typically worth only a few dollars, maybe $3 to $5. The value of the coin can increase slightly if it has been well preserved, with uncirculated coins potentially worth $10 to $15. But the real value comes with those rare, error coins or highly preserved pieces. If you manage to find a 1972 Liberty half-dollar in excellent condition, especially one with a double die or minting shift error, you could be holding onto a treasure. So, how much could you sell a 1972 Liberty half-dollar for? Well, if it's a perfectly preserved coin or an error variety, it can easily fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But here's where it gets really exciting. If you happen to have a rare 1972 Liberty half-dollar in impeccable condition or with an incredibly sought-after error, you could be looking at a staggering sum. The most valuable 1972 Liberty half-dollars, especially those with significant errors or in uncirculated condition, have been known to sell for as much as $81,000. Yes, that's $81,000 for a single half-dollar. It's hard to believe that something as simple as a coin could be worth such an astronomical amount, but in the world of coin collecting, this happens more often than you might think. The rarity of these coins, combined with their historical significance, can turn a small, everyday coin into a life-changing asset. So, what should you do if you come across a 1972 Liberty half-dollar? First, take a good look at its condition. If it looks like it's been in circulation for a long time, it's probably not going to be worth much. But if you have a coin that looks well preserved or you notice any errors, it's worth having it professionally graded and appraised by a reputable coin dealer. In conclusion, while most 1972 Liberty half dollars are worth just a few dollars, the rare error coins or those in pristine condition can be worth a small fortune. So, if you're lucky enough to have one of these coins in your collection, don't just assume it's worth face value, check it out carefully. You could be sitting on a coin that's worth far more than you ever imagined. Now, we have something that might surprise you, a coin that's often overlooked by many but could be worth far more than you'd expect, the 1998 US Liberty half dollar. Now, you might be wondering, how could a half dollar from the late 90s possibly hold any significant value? Well, trust me, you're in for a treat, because this coin could be hiding a hidden fortune. Let's start by setting the stage. The 1998 US Liberty half dollar was minted during a time when the US was enjoying a period of relative economic stability. It was just after the 1997 Asian financial crisis, and the country was experiencing strong growth in both the stock market and the tech sector. But while the economy was booming, the world of coinage was shifting as well, and the Liberty half dollar was slowly being phased out in favor of newer designs, such as the state quarters and other denominations. The 1998 Liberty half dollar was one of the last coins in the iconic series before it was officially replaced by the Kennedy half dollar in 2001. While the Kennedy design was already well known by 1998, the Liberty half dollar still held a nostalgic place in the hearts of collectors. The obverse of the coin features a beautiful representation of Lady Liberty, draped in a flowing gown and wearing a Phrygian cap. This design, first created in 1916 by renowned artist Adolph A. Weinman, is a symbol of freedom, strength, and the spirit of the American people. On the reverse, you'll find the majestic eagle, a symbol of power and resilience, with wings spread wide and an olive branch in its talons. The 1998 Liberty half dollar, minted in Philadelphia and bearing the P mint mark, was produced in relatively large numbers, as it was part of a coinage that circulated widely in the U.S. This means that you'll encounter many 1998 half dollars that show signs of wear and tear, which is completely normal for coins that were used in daily transactions. Over time, most of these coins have been in and out of wallets, pocket change, and vending machines, leading to faded designs and signs of damage. So, why is the 1998 Liberty half dollar worth talking about? Well, like many coins from the late 20th century, there are certain factors that contribute to its value. Most importantly, it's about rarity and condition. The 1998 Liberty half dollar was minted in relatively large numbers, more than 12 million of them were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But here's the catch, most of these coins were circulated heavily, meaning only a small number have survived in excellent condition. When you're dealing with coins from this era, finding one that hasn't been worn down by time and use is a rarity in itself. Now, let's dive into why collectors are starting to pay attention to this particular coin. As time passes, collectors become more and more interested in coins that were part of the older designs before newer, more modern coins took over. The 1998 Liberty half dollar is a part of the classic Liberty series that's beloved by many collectors. But more importantly, there's an increasing trend of looking for well-preserved examples of these coins, especially when they are uncirculated or in mint condition. Coins that have remained untouched and in pristine shape are much rarer than you might think, and that's where the value starts to rise. There's also something very special about this specific year. The 1998 Liberty half dollar has become a bit of a hidden gem in the coin community. While it wasn't produced with any major errors or variations, it's still a coin that has piqued the interest of collectors due to its historical significance. The coin represents the end of an era, the last few years of the Liberty half dollar's production before it was replaced by the Kennedy series. This shift in design and production adds an extra layer of significance, as it marks the transition from one design to another, but the true value of the 1998 Liberty half dollar can come from its condition. As I mentioned earlier, coins that have been in circulation for years are typically worth just their face value or slightly more. However, finding one that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, meaning it has been carefully preserved and stored away from any wear or damage, can be a rare occurrence. Coins in such mint condition are highly prized among collectors because they are not only a piece of history but also a representation of the craftsmanship and quality that went into making them. These well-preserved coins can often command significantly higher prices than those that have seen heavy circulation. In addition, there's a factor that many collectors overlook: the potential for this coin to become even more valuable as the years go by. As fewer and fewer 1998 p Liberty half dollars are available in mint condition, the demand for these coins is only going to increase. Coin collecting is a hobby that thrives on rarity, and as time passes, collectors will be more willing to pay top dollar for these pristine specimens. Coins from the late 20th century are often seen as transitional, and that sense of change and evolution makes them all the more desirable. So, let's talk about how much the 1998 p Liberty half dollar is actually worth. In general, you'll find that coins in average condition will be valued anywhere from $5 to $15, depending on their state of preservation. However, the real money comes when you find a well-preserved example. If you manage to find an uncirculated 1998 p Liberty half dollar, it could be worth much more. And here's where the surprise comes in: the coin could be worth as much as $60,000, yes, you heard that right, $60,000 for a single coin. While this is not the typical value you'll find for every 1998 p Liberty half dollar, if you manage to find one in pristine condition or with some unique characteristics that make it stand out, you could be holding onto something that's worth a small fortune. The rarity of these coins in excellent condition, combined with the growing demand for such pieces, makes them highly valuable in today's market. So, the next time you come across a 1998 p Liberty half dollar, take a moment to check its condition. You may have a coin that's worth far more than its face value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to dive into the world of numismatics, this coin is definitely one to keep an eye on. Next coin, we've got something special that's sure to catch the attention of any avid collector or coin lover. We're diving deep into the world of the US Liberty half dollar from 1992, a coin that might just surprise you when it comes to its value and history. While it might seem like just another coin from the 90s, this half dollar could actually be hiding a small fortune. Stick with us as we explore its unique features, the factors that make it so desirable, and how it could be worth much more than you think. The US Liberty half dollar coin, minted in 1992, holds an interesting place in American numismatic history. To understand why this coin is so sought after today, let's take a step back and look at what was happening during this time. The 1990s were a period of change and growth for the United States, with the country enjoying an economic boom in the early part of the decade. The 1992 coin was produced as part of the ongoing series of half-dollar coins, which had been in circulation since the early 19th century. While most people may have overlooked the Liberty half dollar during its time of release, it has since become a sought-after piece for collectors. This coin features the iconic Lady Liberty design, first introduced in the early 20th century and created by the renowned artist Adolph A. Weinman. On the obverse of the 1992 half dollar, Lady Liberty is depicted in profile, draped in a gown and wearing a Phrygian cap. The design is a symbol of freedom and strength, and it has become one of the most recognizable representations of liberty in American coinage. Surrounding Liberty are the inscriptions, Liberty, and the year of minting, 1992. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the eagle, another timeless symbol of America. The eagle, with its wings spread wide, holds an olive branch and arrows, signifying peace and military readiness. The reverse design is both powerful and elegant, with the words, United States of America, half dollar, and the mint mark, P for Philadelphia, all prominently displayed. The coin's design might look familiar, as this series of half dollars was in circulation for many years. However, it's the 1992 P Liberty half dollar that has caught the attention of collectors. The P mint mark indicates that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and it was part of a larger series of half dollars produced during that time. The production numbers for the 1992 P Liberty half dollar were relatively high, over 10 million of these coins were minted in Philadelphia. So, you might think, why would a coin with such a large mintage be worth anything at all? Well, that's where things get interesting. When it comes to coin collecting, rarity and condition are the key factors that determine value. Yes, the 1992 P Liberty half dollar had a high mintage, but most of these coins were used in circulation for many years and saw significant wear and tear. It's important to understand that the vast majority of these coins are not worth much today. In fact, many 1992 P half dollars can be found for only a few dollars in average circulated condition, but what makes this coin special, and potentially extremely valuable, is the condition of the specimen. Like many other coins from this era, the 1992 P Liberty half dollar was produced in large quantities, but only a small fraction of these coins have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that have been carefully preserved and stored in mint condition are incredibly rare, and collectors go to great lengths to find these examples. If you're lucky enough to find a 1992 P Liberty half dollar that hasn't been circulated and still retains its original luster, you're looking at something that could be worth much more than face value. Additionally, as with any coin, the potential for minting errors is always a factor to consider. A minting error could make an otherwise ordinary coin much more valuable. For example, a misalignment in the strike or other imperfections in the minting process could result in a coin that stands out from the rest. These errors are highly prized by collectors because they are unique and, in many cases, irreplaceable. If you happen to find a 1992 P Liberty half dollar with a significant error, such as a doubled die, a misaligned strike, or other distinctive features, you could be holding onto a truly valuable piece of history. Now, you might be asking, how much could this coin actually be worth? Well, it depends on its condition and whether it has any minting errors. In general, a 1992 P Liberty half dollar in average circulated condition might only be worth a couple of dollars. However, if you come across one that's in excellent condition or, even better, uncirculated, you could see the value rise significantly. Coins in this state can fetch prices upwards of $10 to $15, and those that are truly in mint condition are much rarer. A coin in perfect, uncirculated condition is much harder to come by and is much more desirable to collectors, but there's one more twist to this story. While the 1992 P Liberty half dollar may seem like a modest coin at first glance, a perfectly preserved example, especially one with a minting error or unique feature, can sell for much more. The demand for high-quality coins from the late 20th century has been steadily increasing, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that meet their specific criteria. In some cases, the price for an uncirculated 1992 P Liberty half dollar could reach as much as $45,000. Yes, that's right, $45,000 for a single coin. It's hard to believe that a half dollar from 1992, a coin that many people wouldn't think twice about, could be worth such a huge amount of money. But that's the magic of coin collecting. The combination of rarity, condition, and unique features can turn an ordinary coin into a valuable treasure. So, the next time you're going through your coin collection or you spot a 1992 P Liberty half dollar in your change, make sure to take a closer look. If it's in excellent condition or has a rare minting error, you might be holding a coin worth much more than its face value. Last unique coin, we're diving into something that may seem like just another modern coin, but trust me, there's more to the 2000 P US Liberty half dollar than meets the eye. This coin might have been part of regular circulation, but it has a surprising amount of potential value if you know where to look. Stick with us until the end as we uncover just how much this seemingly ordinary coin could actually be worth. Let's first set the stage. The year 2000 marked a major milestone in American history, the turn of the millennium. This was an exciting time, not just for technology, but for the coin world as well. The US Mint had already been producing the Liberty half dollar for decades, but by the time the 2000 P coin was struck, half dollars had become less and less common in daily use. Most people were carrying around quarters and dollar bills, while half dollars were mostly found in collectors' sets or used for special commemorative purposes. It's interesting to note that, while half dollars were not as widely circulated by the time 2000 rolled around, they were still being produced by the mint for collectors, and the 2000p half dollar is one of those pieces. The obverse of the 2000p Liberty half dollar features the classic design of Lady Liberty, as originally created by Adolph A. Weinman in 1916. Liberty is depicted in a graceful profile, wearing a Phrygian cap, which symbolizes freedom. The design is beautiful and timeless, representing the American ideals of liberty, strength, and independence. Surrounding Liberty are the inscriptions, Liberty, and the year of minting, 2000. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the familiar eagle perched with its wings spread wide, grasping an olive branch and arrows. This design is equally iconic, symbolizing the power, peace, and preparedness of the United States. The words United States of America and half dollar appear along with the mint mark P for Philadelphia, signifying the origin of the coin. Now, let's talk about how the 2000p Liberty half dollar ended up on the radar of collectors. Despite being part of regular production, the 2000p coin is special in a few ways. While it's true that the 2000p coin had a large mintage, over 25 million were struck, the real value comes from the condition of the coin and its rarity in uncirculated form. Most of the coins produced were circulated, which means they were subject to wear and tear as they were spent, handled, and passed around in change. The majority of these coins have scratches, dings, and other signs of usage, which means their value has remained relatively low. However, finding one of these coins in pristine, uncirculated condition is what makes it stand out to collectors. Uncirculated coins, meaning those that have not been used in commerce and have remained in mint condition, are much rarer than you might think. Because the 2000p Liberty half dollar wasn't being widely used, many of the coins were tucked away in coin collections or sets, never entering circulation. If you happen to find one of these coins that has been stored properly and is free from any marks or damage, you could be holding something that's worth significantly more than the usual half dollar. But there's more to the story than just uncirculated coins. Minting errors are another important factor to consider when determining the value of a coin. Just like other coins produced in large quantities, the 2000p Liberty half dollar could have some minor or even significant minting errors. These errors could range from simple misalignments to more complex mistakes like double dies or incomplete strikes. Collectors absolutely love these error coins because they are unique and stand out from the mass-produced coins. If you happen to find a 2000p Liberty half dollar with any kind of minting error, it could drastically increase its value. With all that in mind, let's talk about how much a 2000p Liberty half dollar could be worth today. As I mentioned, most of these coins in average circulated condition are worth only their face value, 50 cents. However, the real value comes in when you find one that is in uncirculated or near mint condition. Coins in excellent condition can be worth anywhere from $10 to $50, depending on their grade. But here's the exciting part: there's a chance that an exceptionally well-preserved, uncirculated 2000p Liberty half dollar could fetch much more. In fact, if you happen to have a pristine 2000p Liberty half dollar, or one with a minting error, the value could skyrocket. The price for these rare specimens could go as high as $9,000, yes, you heard that right, $9,000 for a single 2000p Liberty half dollar in perfect condition or with a significant error. While this may sound unbelievable, it's important to understand that the rarity and high demand for uncirculated or error coins can cause their prices to soar. Collectors are constantly searching for these hidden gems, and if you've got one, you could be sitting on a small fortune. The 2000p Liberty half dollar is a perfect example of how a coin that was once used in everyday transactions can become a highly sought-after collectible. The value of these coins isn't determined just by their face value or their mintage numbers, it's about the condition, rarity, and special features that make them stand out. So, if you're going through your collection or going through some loose change, take a second look at any 2000p Liberty half dollars you might have. If you find one that's in excellent condition or features a rare minting error, you could be holding on to a coin worth thousands of dollars. Thanks for tuning in today. We hope this video has opened your eyes to the hidden potential value of the 2000 P Liberty half dollar. If you found this information helpful or exciting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you can stay updated on all things coin collecting. Who knows, the next coin you find might be worth a lot more than you think. Happy hunting, and we'll see you in the next video.